Hi, everyone. Hey, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the curriculum unit before you get started. The curriculum unit is kind of the meat of this class. It's something that you're going to be working on each week, and it's due at the end of the 8 weeks. Okay, and I've got it paced out fairly well as you go through. So I wanted to kind of go through some things, maybe get you started, answer some of the questions I always hear come up with this class. Okay, so if you go into your assignments link and you look at all the assignments, at the bottom of every page is going to be the curriculum unit information that I'd like you to work on for the week. Some important things to look at here is I've got an overview of it, which we'll look at in just a second. I also have curriculum topic ideas and examples. And this is a really good resource for those of you who are thinking, I don't know what I'm going to do. It'll give you some examples of what people have done in the past. I've got things divided out by high school, middle school, just some different topics that they did. Some of the book ones, just for example, have been really, really good. If especially English teachers, if you're doing an entire book, what a way to really piece this out and have some fun with it. So those are just some ideas. Also, lots of ideas for elementary school or elementary teachers as well. There's been some outstanding ones there. Down here, I put a few examples where students have said, yes, you can share my work, So there's some good ones there as well. But the main thing I want to take a look at is I want to take a look at the curriculum overview and kind of talk to you about what's expected. So when you think about a unit, what I want you to think about is this is something that you would teach minimally a week, but probably more. It's like 2, 3, maybe even a month long unit that you teach. So it's kind of broken up into various areas. For example, I'm a business teacher, and last class I taught was personal finance. So I may choose to do my unit on budgeting, for example. Okay, so there's lots to be taught there. Okay, and a lot I can do with that. So think of things, this curriculum unit is basically going to take all of the materials I would use to teach that class, all the activities, assessments, everything, and I'm going to take those, work on them each week, work and tweak them, and I'm going to organize them into one organized website that is going to be helpful for me, for maybe fellow teachers, and for students, if you want the students to use this. And I think you're going to probably want to set this up so students can use this. So looking forward, these are some of the things that will go into it, and it's not limited to just these, and we'll talk about that as we go. But things like interactive activities, like maybe taking a worksheet that you'd always handed out and making it interactive. For example, something I would do during my budgeting activity is I may take a day and we're going to work on working on a food budget. Okay, for my students who are going out into the world and now they have to buy their own food. Okay, so I may have them make out like menus and things that they're going to want for the week. Then they actually have to go shopping for it. So they're going to go online and do some of their shopping, and they're going to have to present all this in maybe an Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so everything's interactive, totally puts the learning back on them. Okay, which is the point of all of this. Okay, so those type of activities. Standards, we got to throw those in there because, we're held to those and we want them to know what they are. Assessments, we'll do some formative assessments, also have some summative assessments, and a lot of check for learning activities too. There's tons of great tools out there and ways to mix this up to find out where our students are, and we'll talk about those as we go. The presentation of content is what you use to lead your students through. Like, every day, I probably spend at least maybe 10, 15 minutes kind of giving them some information, leading them through. I usually do PowerPoint, or you could do Prezi, or you could do Google Slides. But what is your presentation? What do you use during that time to lead your students through? And we're really going to work on those and beef those up and add some things to them. And then make it digital, make it, so they can get to it as well. There's some other things on here that we'll talk about as we go. I always like the above and beyond because as we go through and talk about different tools and you use new tools, I'm hoping you get some really good ideas of, I want to incorporate that into my unit. I want to use that. And so you're going to develop a little activity, you're going to develop something, and then you're able to include it in your curriculum unit. Okay. So again, just start thinking about what would be fun. Again, we all have those units that we've taught before, and we get done and we think, I could have done so much better. I wish I had time to do something with this, but we don't. Now is your time to do this. Okay. Make sure you take a look at the rubric for the assignment too, so you kind of know what I'm looking for at the end. With that, let me know if you have any questions.